esteemed audience knows that I never summarize other people's books or other people's biographies. That's how I make sure that I make friends in the industry. So my first question is always, would you give esteemed audience kind of an overview of your background?
Sure. So my name is Erin Entrada Kelly, of course, and I'm best known for writing contemporary realistic fiction for the middle grade audience. My best known work is the 2018 Newbery Medal winner, Hello Universe. I also received the 2021 Newbery Honor for We Dream of Space. Can't never remember what year we're in anymore. And my most recent book is Maybe Maybe Marisol Rainey, which is my first work for early elementary readers. And it's also the first book that I've illustrated.
But I'm hoping we're going to be getting, if not direct sequels, similar works in the near future.
It's planned as a series, yes.
Yes. This is excellent news. And I was checking my notes. We were originally going to have a podcast discussion March of 2020, and then something came up. I can't imagine what.
What was that? I don't know.
But here we are. I'm so thrilled that we've got this opportunity to chat. I've got all kinds of questions about the book, all kinds of questions about you. In fact, I'm almost uncertain as to where to begin. So maybe the best place to start is at the beginning. What is your first memory of wanting to be an author?
My first memory of wanting to be an author was as early as 8 years old. I read a lot. I was a little bookworm. I read a lot of Judy Blume, and at some point I realized that Judy Blume was writing words on paper, and I had words and I had paper and I had a pencil, and I just picked up a pencil and started writing my own stories, and I've been writing ever since. So it's pretty much been a lifelong ambition, a lifelong dream.
And did you know from those early days that you wanted to write fiction and you wanted to write children's books similar to Judy Blume, or was there a...
I think at the time, I think a lot of writers, especially young writers, kind of emulate the writers that they're reading. So when I was young, I wanted to write books like Judy Blume, but I didn't necessarily recognize them as children's books because I was a child, But as I got older, and I started reading things like Stephen King, then I wanted to write books like Stephen King and V.C. Andrews, and then I wanted to write V.C. Andrews books. So it wasn't until adulthood in my 20s when I realized that I wanted to write specifically for children. So it was kind of an evolutionary process as I figured out what my voice was and what audience my voice was best suited for, that I came to realize that's the audience that I needed to be writing for.
And is there a possibility we might yet see your version of a Stephen King or a V.C. Andrews novel, or are we holding steady? I mean, children's books are working out for you.
Yes. Yeah, it's working well. No, at this point, I have zero interest in writing for adults. I did start kind of how I came to the realization that I wanted to write for kids is that I started with publishing short stories for adults. And, at some point, after I'd published like 20 or so short stories, I realized that most of them were featured characters who were between the ages of 8 and 12, and most of them were coming of age stories. And it just kind of clicked in my brain. I was thinking there's something about that age that I'm really connecting with. And that's when I realized I needed to be writing for and about that age group. So at this point, not only is it working out very well, obviously, but the audience, you really can't beat a children's audience, and not just the kids themselves, but teachers and librarians it's just an incredible community. And I really don't have an interest in breaking out of that community and writing for grownups. Although I love to read adult fiction, I read kind of everything from picture books all the way through adult, so I'll just remain a reader in those areas and stick to writing children's books.